Hey, what's up? My name's Person Suit, and this is my Silent Hill 2 dog percent GDQx submission video. Today we'll be running through all of the dog percent run. Alerts will be on, so if you do hear any pop up, and you may hear me talking to my chat to acknowledge any of them that go off, just FYI that those will be there. But I hope you enjoy the run. Dog Run is one of my favorite because the ending is hilarious. One of the best joke endings, I think, in all of Silent Hill. And I hope you enjoy it. Now, today we do have a special guest with us for this run here. I wanted to give you guys a taste of when we hit the points to do donation announcements, what that would actually sound like. So today, coming all the way over from Aperture Science Laboratories, I'd like to welcome on over Gladys. Gladys, how you doing today?
How do you think I'm doing today?
Gladys, what's going on? Are you okay?
What do you mean? I am still a potato, and I am very upset that you have not found me a new body.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, GLaDOS is not in the best of moods, but hopefully she'll still be able to give us all the announcements. Will at least be able to read out the donation incentives?
I guess, as long as James makes it to the end and doesn't hurt anybody else, I think I can do it.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. Dog Run going on right now. Have the splits going there. Hopefully everything goes decently well for this run. Get some at least okay RNG for you for the submission video, but hope you enjoy it. Let's get going. So right here, starting right off the bat, James will run out of this bathroom and immediately trigger a glitch at the start of the run here. You can see we now have two things plastered to the front of the screen here, and this is really important. So what you're seeing there, in combination with a game save, was also a little bit of text that was triggered from us looking into the passenger side of the car. That is triggered to help us avoid an invisible barrier that would have prevented us going down those stairs. Usually, if we just try to go right down those stairs, we'll get a message preventing him from going down because the game wants us to pick up a map. We don't really care about the map, though. The map doesn't do anything for us in the run. So to get past that, we get to utilize a really cool exploit in this game called text storage, which is triggered by quick saving throughout the run. Now, Silent Hill 2 has a really cool exploit, at least the PC version does in particular, which is triggered every time we do a quick save. Now, the PC version of Silent Hill 2, and you can only do this on the PC version of Silent Hill 2, offers a quick save feature, most like a lot of other PC games. The difference with Silent Hill 2 is every time you hit quick save, it actually refills James's stamina to the top. This is really important when you're outdoors, because without continuously pressing that, he would actually slow down to a slower kind of speed walk rather than the full run that you see him doing right now. It's not actually needed indoors, because James will run at a consistent pace and it doesn't hurt his stamina at all. But whenever he's outdoors, as long as we keep pressing quick save, it will keep him running at top speed the entire way. Now, the other thing that it does is an interesting little exploit called text storage, which I'm going to show you here in just a moment, that allows us to skip certain barriers, certain cutscenes, and access certain parts of the game we normally couldn't get to otherwise. So right here, we'll turn around at this gate, try to go through it again, and get this message that says, "There's no reason to go back. I'm going to look for Mary." This message is brought up here because the game is trying to give you a subtle push. There's really no reason to go back to the start of the game. We've gone through it. There's nothing there. It wants us to keep progressing through. So, giving us that message up there lets us know to keep going forward. But, using the game save exploit, we can go ahead and hit quick save as soon as that message pops up, and we get it stuck there on the screen. And this is going to do something really cool for us here in just a moment. As we come around this corner, we're going to come up to an intersection here that there will be a little piece of blood, a little trail of blood rather, that would normally trigger a cutscene, and an invisible wall on the other side that we normally couldn't go through until we ride the cutscene, if you will. But as you can see, we just run right through the blood, no cutscene there, and right past that phone, completely skipping the invisible wall. This is actually pretty big because that saves a huge chunk of time. Normally that blood leads you to the first weapon in the game, the first monster, and the radio. But we don't really need to see any of that stuff. We don't need the radio. We don't even need that first weapon. We can skip all of it and just go right to the key, which is right down here. Also, to anybody in my chat here that's coming on in, and to Billio, thank you so much for that follow. I really do appreciate that. We're currently doing GQDx submission runs. So if you hear me talking a lot, that's what's going on at the moment. So as you might have noticed there, that van just kind of appeared out of the blue. And it's because while we had that text storage on the screen, various things of the game just will not load in. Such as cars, monsters, cutscenes, barriers. Many things just will not load at all until we release the quick save. We don't do another quick save for about a couple seconds. And then it'll allow that text storage to clear and the game to resume as normal. Now, if I tried to run into that car, it would actually still stop me, because there would still be an invisible object there preventing me from going any further. But the actual visual of the car doesn't load in. So we're now in the apartments here. We've completed the first outside section of the game. And we're now into these apartments. And we have a few items we got to pick up here right off the bat. One, in this room, got to get the light. This light actually does a lot of cool stuff for us later in the run, which allows us to skip a couple areas, or rather the lack of the light when we can toggle it on and off like that. In combination with not picking up the map, turning off that light actually allows us to do a little bit of a text storage on the fly, wherever we want to. Oh hey, it didn't split. Okay, well, for whatever reason, my live split didn't split there, so the next split will look much better than that. I think when I hit it, I looked and it should have been +0. So that's kind of a bummer. But that's okay. Pick up that key. Skip right past it. We're going to head back down to the second floor. And we're going to go into the room with the clock that nobody likes. You can see right there, there was a little scream. Usually there's about a 5-second little tiny cutscene, really small, that will prevent us going down that hallway. Doing a little quick save there actually allows us to prevent it and go right through it. Now, I don't know if any of you guys caught, as we were coming up to that door, Pyramid Head lit up. Now, there was a reason he wasn't lit the entire way, because we actually did that little quick save to skip that cutscene. The game kind of goes into a little bit of a stasis, if you will, for some stuff. It gets kind of stuck. And Pyramid Head, which is what was in red back there, won't actually illuminate, and we won't be able to even open up the door. We are able to re-put everything in motion by just tapping the walk-run button a couple times, really quick. He lit up. We're able to go right through the door and continue the run as normal. Alright, so here we got a clock, 11, that's pretty good. The solution to this clock is always 9:10. You can go a little bit above it or under it by like 2 to 3 minutes at most, and it'll still trigger the solution. But the hard solution is always 9:10. Getting as close to 9:10 as possible, and I think the closest I've ever seen it was 9:50, is really important, because the further out you are from 9:10, the longer it takes to set it to 9:10. So if that clock would have been like the worst I'd ever seen it, about 3:07, it can take a solid 16, 17 seconds to set that clock. Which is crazy. That's just a ton of time loss. So that's why you may see a lot of runners who speedrun this game. If they don't get within a certain margin, certain area right around 9:10, they might just reset there right off the bat. It's nice that the reset point in this game is at least within the first 7 minutes. But it can definitely be run changing, or run ending for that matter. Dogger93, thank you so much for that follow and welcome on into the suit. I hope you're having a good day today. Hope everything is going well. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit out of this apartment. That side of it anyway. Go on over to the next side here. And we're going to go upstairs and drop this juice we just picked up down the garbage chute so we can grab a key. Now this might be a good time here for a quick donation. GLaDOS, do we have any donations available right now?
Yes, we have one donation for $50 from Newbie Egg, who says, James, just wiggle your hips to the end.
Oh, yeah, it's you might see that the whole run. James has like the weirdest wiggle in his hips the whole way through. It's almost kind of like a weird wave machine going on there. Interesting animation choice. It definitely seems to come up a lot in chat. And thank you so much for that donation. Going to an amazing cause. Alright, so now we're going to head out of this door here and go right into this pool party. Which is anything but. As soon as we drop down into the pool, we're going to change weapons. You can see he almost had a full fall down animation there, but if you hit next weapon at the right point, he actually will stand up extra quick. You got to make sure you don't hit it too soon, or he will get into an infinite falling loop. Oh, that was kind of a weird camera angle. Alright, so we're going to go through this door. We're going to skip the Eddie scene there. Nobody wants to hear that. Eddie's not feeling too well. But have no fear, he'll be eating mystery pizza before long here when we see Eddie again in the bowling alley. Which is fine. It's all fine. Alright, so coming to the end of the first half of the apartments here. We got everything we need. We got all the coins. We've triggered the cutscene with Eddie. We just got to come right down to this door here. And we're now across to the other side. So, as we come down here, we only have a couple things to do in this side of the apartments. It's pretty quick. We got to go downstairs. We got to grab a coin from the Angela room. It's a very sad room. If we were to watch the whole cutscene, it's an amazing cutscene, but it's also super sad. We're actually going to skip that. Pick up the coin right there. Exit out of this room, and we're going to head right on over to the coin puzzle. Which is actually pretty straightforward once you've done it a handful of times. You get the gold coin, it goes right in the middle. I don't even remember the names of the coins anymore. I just look at the colors. We got gold coin right in the middle there. We got the silver coin to the left of the gold coin. Right there. And then we got one more coin. The bronze snake. How can you forget that? Going to the far right. This will open up the dresser here, giving us a key. So we can head back upstairs. Get another key. Keys for keys. And do the first Pyramid Head fight of the game. Now, there's really only 2 Pyramid Head fights in this game. But, in the percent that we do, or the difficulty level that we do for dog percent, they're really quick. We're only going to need to unload a total of, about 5 to 6 rounds. I usually do 6 to be safe, but I think you can get away with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're done! He's going to slowly head out. We want to make sure not to come up on him too soon, or he will turn around and swing at you. But that is it for Pyramid Head. All right, you know, I think this might be a good spot here to go ahead and get another couple of donations while we wait for this cutscene to finish on out here. Gladys, do you have any more donations for us?
We have a $100 donations from RNG God saying Pyramid Head 6 and you're gone. We also have a $20 donation from Yalador saying, James, can't you just get to the end already? Get that pizza. Dog ending is the best.
Gladys, thank you very much for reading off those donations. I appreciate that. So much support here going towards all the GDQx. All the GDQ events. So amazing. Alright, so we're going to skip right past Laura there. We don't care. It's done. All the cutscenes, just going right out the door. We don't need to see any of them. Coming up to this sign here, we're actually just going to skip right past that sign. Keep going, and we're going to meet Maria for the first time in this game. Now, Maria is the alternate version of James's wife. Looks exactly like her, except for a handful of different style choices, pretty much. Personality-wise as well. But we're now into an escort mission here. More or less for about the next, I don't know, 3 minutes. I don't think my splits are splitting. Look at that. There we go. My splits are all over the place. That's okay. We'll go ahead and ignore those. We had +4 when we got to the fire escape. I'm sure Leave Apartments is probably right around that, so that's fine. So we're coming up here to a melee weapon. Now this is really important for us to pick up this melee weapon because we didn't get the melee weapon at the start of the game. You might remember me saying that one cutscene we skipped with the first monster, weapon, and radio. Well, we actually need a melee weapon in this run. Without it, we will get to a well about halfway through the game where we need to break out of the well. If we don't have the melee weapon, we will essentially soft lock ourselves into that well and be stuck there forever. Or until we decide to reset the run. So getting that pipe, which is actually thankfully on the way to this bowling alley anyway, is just a nice little pickup, further justifying skipping that entire cutscene at the beginning. And we're going, oh yeah, to the hospital right now. Making our way through the alley. Now we make our way to the hospital here. One of the things here that's kind of interesting about the run, and also one of the maybe most frustrating things about the run, which I don't think you guys can necessarily tell from watching, is Silent Hill 2 speedruns largely use a different style of control than you would if you were to play it casually, which is known as directional style control. It saves you little bits of time throughout the entire run, because it's essentially if I move it forward or push the joystick forward, he'll run forward. If I moved it left, he immediately turns left. Back, he'll go backwards, so on and so forth, kind of like old school D-pad movement. This is super helpful for getting quick turns and movements throughout the run, but is infinitely frustrating because every time the camera angle changes in this game, you pretty much have to flick your thumb in the other direction so James doesn't start running a different way. You get used to it after a while, but for anybody who's done this run a little bit, I'll definitely let you know it is a bit frustrating the first handful of times you try it. Especially memorizing all the camera changes and preparing your thumb. It's kind of crazy.
You're the worst person in this room.
We're gonna go in here and grab a code now. You're gonna hear me ask out to chat here, help to remember this code. If this was at the event, I'd probably be asking the couch for help remembering this code, because I couldn't do it. Alright, so the first code is 2141. 2141. Anybody in chat? 2141. Like to help out remembering 2141. Agent Aggie, Minty, Newbie. Thank you all so much for helping out. I do appreciate it. It does help out a lot here. There's no way I could remember that code. This code is always the same, though. Right there at that door. Always 7335 for normal. It changes in the other difficulties, but normal it is always 7335. Alright, so we've now dropped off Mary. We've ended the first half of the escort mission. We'll actually be picking her up again here in just a minute. So she will be back. Oh, we didn't go out far enough. Okay. Gotta go out just far enough to trigger Pyramid Head. There you go, you can hear him now. Pushes us through, we end up in here to where we get the second code, which is going to be 8282. That's so hard to remember. Could be 8262, I guess. 82 something 2. Agent, thank you very much. Minty, Mongolian, thank you all. Aggie, thank you all for helping me remember that code. These two codes will help us get the most important item in Silent Hill history. I can't wait to show you what it is. This is a groundbreaking item. You can only get it in Silent Hill 2. It's crazy. 2141. Okay, there we go. And 82 something 2. It was 6. And what is this? It's hair. Only in Silent Hill 2 can you get this amazing piece of hair. Why is this hair so amazing? Well, let me tell you. Most hair gets stuck in drains. This hair actually gets things unstuck from drains. Look at that. Keys right out of the drain. Magic. You guys might notice every time we come up to a puzzle that has a little cursor on it, I'm actually using the mouse. I use a controller for most of this run, and then every time we come to a puzzle, I switch to the mouse. It's just little seconds of time you save rather than using the joystick. Alright, 3 people in here. 1, 2 for this cage battle boss fight, and we'll have 1 more drop. Whoa! Hey now. He didn't like the 1-hit death there. So, get 2 there, that's fine. This guy can drop down anywhere, to my surprise. Most of the time he drops down on that side of the room. I've seen him often drop on the opposite wall as well. Like in the back of the room there. I, for the first time ever, actually saw him drop down on the right side of the room. I've run this game well over probably 600 times at this point, and I've only ever seen him come down on the right side of that room once, which is kind of crazy. So, kind of a rare event. He usually comes on either the left side or the back. I guess hardly ever on the right side. It's interesting. Also, just another message. Anybody coming on into the chat today, forgive me if I'm ultra focused on the run. This is for the GQDx submission video. I appreciate all you guys hanging out during this submission run. And I'll definitely be catching up with all you guys here as soon as the run is over. But thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, I also missed a follow. Miss Ploppy, thank you so much for the follow and welcome into the suit. And Jeremy, freaking rules. Thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate that. All right, so coming into this room here, we're going to push this aside, do a whole bunch of quick motions here. Pick up this ring, which is more like a bracelet. It was kind of huge on the ground there, but that's okay. And try to run up these stairs here. Run up all these stairs. Gotta wiggle the stick a lot, and by that, I literally mean wiggle the thumbstick a ton. Otherwise, James will try to just run to the sides of things, and it's kind of crazy. Kind of ridiculous. Alright, here we go. Go down to the second floor. Skip that whole scene right there. And now we gotta go pick up the other ring. And now, if you guys were gonna store your jewelry anywhere in the house, I know the place I would store it. In the fridge, I mean, come on. Where else are you gonna store jewelry? Please. It has to go in the fridge. Oh. Right past that guy. Go up here, trigger 3. We'll run into Maria a couple times. I'm on the fence if that actually helps trigger the leave ending or not. I think it might be all psychosomatic, but I think it might actually help her damage level to hit the leave ending. When you're doing speed runs for this, and I do that out of force of habit, we're doing the dog ending here, so we won't be doing the leave. But I do it out of force of habit just for practice. The normal Silent Hill 2 endings for any percent and dog percent actually only differ by 2 things in the entire run. One is picking up the dog key, which you can do right after this, which we will be doing here in just a moment. One thing. And the other thing is after you watch the tape in the hotel, you open up the room next to it with the dog key. Literally the only 2 differences. Alright, so while James marks on this map here, would anybody, or would Gladys, we have any more donations ready to go here?
We have a $75 donation from Aggie saying, Mary, why couldn't you just get through the hallway quicker?
Well, I mean, that's true. You saw her getting hit a bunch in that hallway. So that's kind of crazy. Thank you so much for that $75 donation going to an amazing cause. Alright, so we're going to go right out here, out of this door. Skip that cutscene, and now we're at night. Super Floss, thank you so much for the follow and welcome into the suit. I hope you're having a great day today. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. Alright, so while we're running at night here, you'll notice that we've actually had this on screen for a bit, I just hadn't brought it up. We have a red plus sign on the screen. That is letting us know that James is near death. He got that way from when Pyramid had pushed him off the top of the roof right before we got the second code. Really injures him a lot. Now, when we're indoors, it's not really that big of a deal, because James will keep running at the same speed either way. Hey, Luke Cage, no worries. You take it easy. You have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much for hanging on out. I appreciate it. When we're indoors, he'll run the same speed regardless. However, when we're outdoors, we have that pesky stamina to worry about. And sadly, James's health is tied directly to his stamina. Like, if he has low health, his stamina is now lower than ever. So during this whole night scene when we're outdoors, I have to press quick save much more often than I had to before. I don't know if you guys remember earlier in the run here in the apartments, I'd mentioned about the flashlight and not picking up the map, allowing us to get some portable text storage. You're about to see that right now. Turn off the light, try to look at the map. It's too dark to read the map! And now that's stuck on the screen for as long as we need it. And we actually need it a lot right now, because as we come up to this intersection here, we're actually coming up to the same intersection with the same blood and invisible wall that we did at the very beginning of the game. And if we don't have this up here when we pass this payphone, the game will try to trigger that cutscene. Even though it's at night, later in the game, it'll still try to trigger the cutscene. Right, we got the wrench there. You gotta be really careful not to read that letter next to the wrench, or it will just kill a lot of time. Then when you come out of that, you gotta do another text storage. Because again, if you get near that phone, it will try to trigger the cutscene. Now we're past it at the moment here. We actually don't even need to keep doing it. But there's a few monsters that spawn in this area that, for the purposes of just trying to get the straightest lines possible out here, I don't have the light on, and I have the text storage going, just so they don't load. I also want to show you those cars loading in as well. Just appeared out of nowhere. It's crazy. That's what text storage does. Alright, we'll go through this door here back into the other portion of Silent Hill. where we are going to now get the dog key. Now the dog key, the way that I understand it, is in order to get the dog key, I've heard that you have to either get all three Leave
Don't stand there
Maria,
looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room.
Leave Maria and in water endings, or the rebirth. I think that's true. I would ask the couch if that was true. I think that's true. I've heard some people say, though, that it's possibly just one ending. So, I'll have to get verification from that. But either way, you can't get the dog key the first time. You saw us run up to that doghouse, pick up the key, and we're gone. Just that quick. Go to the statue here. Pull out the wrench. Open up this weird box. We're going to hit quick save as soon as the key starts disappearing. So we can already start running. You see, he was already almost even around that bend before we could even see him again. That's a nice little trick you can do if you just start quick saving and running immediately when the key starts disappearing right there. At this point, we are on a long run over to the Silent Hill Historical Society. Leave Brookhaven split is not splitting. I'm so focused on talking about the run, I haven't been hitting my splits, but that's okay. Maxilip says he thinks needs to get the rebirth ending to unlock dog and UFO. You also need to beat the sub scenario to get UFO. Oh, I didn't realize that. Interesting. That's really cool. I didn't even know you had to beat the sub scenario to unlock UFO. We need to do a UFO run at some point. And Ready Player Noob, thank you so much for that host. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope your day is going well. And you're enjoying the GDQ submission run here. I think we might have a quick moment here before we hit the Historical Society for a quick donation. GLaDOS, do we have any donations available?
We have a $10 donation from Visceral Pangolian saying, James, just get to the dog.
Oh, GLaDOS is in a really bad mood today. Like, all the donation read-off sounds super angry. I'm sure it's not the donators. GLaDOS hates being a potato. That's okay. That's okay. She can be a potato forever. Alright, now this little staircase right here is super interesting. If you forget for a moment that we're running down, we're actually running down, it's engineered in such a cool way that it kind of looks like we might just be running forward. Or even maybe up. Just blink your eyes a couple times and look at this and forget we're running down. And do kind of like one of those magic eye puzzles, if you know what I'm talking about with this room. It kind of looks like he might either just be running straight across or running up. It's kind of crazy. But it's super cool. Alright. So going through this door here, change weapons as you go through the doors to try to save time. Because we're about to hit that well. We got to get this melee weapon ready. Oh, James, don't do that. There we go. Jumping down all the holes, turn around really quick here, and just start wailing on the wall. There we go. Do a quick save here. Get it to go a little bit quicker. Weapons switch right outside of that door because he falls a little bit. And we are now good to go. Well. EMP900, thank you so much for the follow and welcome into the suit. We're going to pick up this key, and as we stand up, we're going to quick save and quick load. This is the only time you quick save or quick load in the entire game. You'll see the key is still down there, but when we go to use it, it's in our inventory too. We've successfully duplicated the key. Now this is important because in that room, if we didn't do that, when the game thinks the key hasn't been picked up yet, we can still just leave the room. If the game thought we had picked up the key, not only would it require us to change the battery in our flashlight, which takes a couple seconds, but it would also require us to enter a code in the little key panel to get out of that room. The code is pretty simple. It's always 3 digits, and you can always see the 3 digits, but the order of them is always random. And it can take you a couple tries to get it, which ends up just, you know, wasting some time. Agent, thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a good day at work. Thank you so much for hanging out during the submission run. I do appreciate it. You have a good day today. Alright, we got the tablet. Get out of there. Through the door. We're going to go through this door, and we're going to put all these tablets we've picked up. Because we already have all the tablets in the prison area. Prison area is actually really short. Once you realize where all the tablets are. Do a quick save. Step back while we put the tablets in here. I'll start spamming quick save again. Just so he leaves a little bit early. Because there are a handful of areas in this game that you can quick save just as he's coming out of something and get him to move preemptively. I think we have one more area in the game I can show that off on. Alright, so almost out of here to the long elevator, which takes a solid minute to go down, so that'll give us a chance to get some more donations in here as soon as we get to that elevator. Okay. Get those ready here. We're somehow making a handle with a horseshoe, wax, and a lighter. I don't know if that would actually provide enough substance there for that wax to not fall apart, but, you know, Silent Hill works in mysterious ways. Alright, down here, and enter the elevator. Really quick here, a couple things we do in the elevator. We pick up the ammo on that side of the room just to make sure we have enough ammo. Pick up that med kit. Heal ourselves, so now we don't have to worry about the outside running anymore, or him getting killed. Reload our pistol and shotgun, just to be safe. And now we just enjoy the ride down. Alright, now as we go down here, GLaDOS, do you have any new donations for us?
We have a $100 donation from Why I Die, saying, Dog Run is the best run.
Dog Run is definitely the best run. Do we have any more donations? I think we have time for one more really quick here.
We have a $50 donation from Furious Goku, saying, it was blank.
Oh, just a blank donation. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, thank you nonetheless for that donation. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to go through this. This here, we're going to go right through. We're going to split. And now we're in the maze section here, which is pretty good. Our splits are all over the place, but that's just because I have haven't been hitting them on time. That's okay. Trying to stay focused here with all the information. And, one of those things. Alright, we gotta spin this thing around. It's always yellow eyes upside down. Make sure he goes all the way through. This little room here is a little weird. Because the camera angle changes in a way that can make him run right into the wall like he did right there. And we gotta pick up these pliers. Oh! Or that will happen. So the hitbox for that ladder is so large that sometimes that happens to where you can try to pick up the pliers and he will actually just go down the ladder. So it's not a huge deal, but it is definitely something you want to try to avoid. Try to stay on the right side of those pliers as much as possible as we go down here. James does like a ladder. Alright, so we're going to go through this little labyrinth down here. A couple of things, and then we're going to be coming up to a little blind RNG here, which is completely random. We have a 1 in 6 chance here. Shoot this guy 3 times. Ooh, that was only 2. Ooh, I hope he doesn't stop. Yeah, he stopped. Okay. Usually he stays still completely, and we can get 3 rounds off in him. When you do, then he dies, and you can just walk right over him. You don't have to worry about that happening right there. Easy things to recover from, but, you know, random enemy RNGs. Alright, we're gonna, right by that monster there, we're gonna go up this ladder here. Through this hallway, we're gonna turn off our light as soon as we come down this ladder. Perfect. And we need to do another tech storage here right when we get on the other side of this door. There is an Angela boss fight right through a door. You can probably barely see it. It's right there covered in newspaper. That would take a lot of time. More time than we want to waste anyway. So that allows us to skip it. We're going to come right in this room. We're going to pull the first noose. The solution to this puzzle is always the arsonist. But where the arsonist actually is completely in the air, and we didn't land blind arsonist. Oh, he was in the second spot. Tricky, tricky. That's okay. So we run back over here. We'll pull the second noose and go back, and now we'll have a key waiting for us. This is also a huge run killer for most speedruns. Mainly because if you don't get the blind arsonist first try, you're wasting anywhere between 20 to 25 seconds to reset that to find who the arsonist is, pull the right one, and keep going. And 20 to 25 seconds can be devastating to a run. Alright, so we're running down here. We're about to go in, and James is going to find Maria. We're going to skip this cutscene. This is the last time you'll see Maria till just about the last few moments of the game. We're not going to see her at all. We're just going to run past that. Go here, and now we are running towards the Eddie fight. Eddie, who has been doing nothing but eating pizza for the last, what'd you say, 25 minutes here since we saw him last? Eddie, who's been doing nothing but eating pizza, is now infuriated. The pizza has enraged Eddie, and he must be stopped. So we're going to go in here, and we're just going to take Eddie out really quick. 2 shots, one from the handgun, one from the shotgun, and then that will be all of Eddie. 1, and then switch to shotgun, go through the door. Bam! Eddie is done. Now, interesting fact here. Because James has now killed Eddie, and for those familiar with Silent Hill 2, he's here in Silent Hill because he killed his wife. If we were to make it to the very end, if this was a normal ending run and not a dog percent, we would actually do a double pyramid head fight towards the end. One of the pyramid heads would be representing Mary, and the other one representing Eddie, the second life James has taken. It's really interesting in this game how practically everything through it has a decent amount of symbolism behind it, as meaning of why it's there. It's one of the things that I think makes Silent Hill 2 such an amazing game, and that stood strong through all these years. You don't get a lot of games that just have that much substance throughout the entire thing. It's pretty incredible to me. Alright, so James is rowing towards the lighthouse. When we get out of this lighthouse, you guys are going to see what is both the most satisfying and potentially most frustrating skip in the entire run, which is the hotel skip. Alright, so we are now off the boat here. Running over here. Oh, that box. There we go. Running into the hotel. We got to trigger one cutscene, which is mostly skippable. It makes you watch probably about like I think 6 seconds of it before you can skip the rest. So get that right here. Who did that? Oh, nobody's there. Okay. The cutscene actually triggers right there, and then we can just skip it. Alright, so we're going to go down these stairs. We're going to turn off the flashlight, look at the map, can't see it, save the game. We're going to run up these stairs, and we're going to try to get really, really good positioning. Oh no! James, why are you doing this? So this is why it can become frustrating. Because you got to get just... Oh, jeez. Got to get it just right. And usually I get this first try, so this is... leaves much to be desired right there. Right there, that's what we wanted to have happen. Just right there. And then you just run straight back this way. You run this way for about, oh, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe, if that. And this allows you to skip an entire portion of the game. Normally, you would have to go upstairs, get a key to the elevator room, go in there, deposit all of your items before you could even get on the elevator to go to this area here. Well, now we don't have to do that at all. We get to keep all of our items, just go straight here, get these items, and you save, I think it's about 40 to 45 seconds, if I remember right. I know it's not even a full minute, but it is enough time to do it every single run. And to try it every single run, even if it's a little difficult to do, like you saw me not sadly get it the first time. It is definitely still worth doing it every single run. Oh, get out of my way, legs. Alright, we're gonna pick up this key. Go out this door here. Oh! There we go. Now we're gonna get some fresh, old-fashioned, canned light bulbs. Man, just like Mom used to make. Nothing just like going to the store when I was a kid and getting those fresh canned light bulbs. You get the ones in the little cardboard. Sometimes the light would be a bit stale. It wouldn't be the same kind of light. I think it's all the preservatives in those light bulbs, but you get those canned ones, and they're just the best. You can't beat it. I'm gonna run up this set of stairs here. Now we are almost done with the run. We're really close to the end. We have like 3 things left to do, I think. We gotta go in here. We gotta go to this case, use the fish key, open it up, grab the key inside, keys for keys. Exit the room. Go down here. We're going to use the liquid we found in the elevator that you saw me grab really briefly to find a code. I'm going to take a random guess for this code. We're not going to blind this code. I'm going to say null. Would I have been right? Would it have been null? It'd been Mama. Mama, I'm coming home. I don't know why I'm doing that, because it's a code. It's Mama. Alright, so we're going to go M-A, there we go. Inside, we got the last of the 3 music boxes, which now allows us to complete the music box puzzle. Get the key to the 3rd floor, where we will now have access to the room James and Mary stayed at. We can watch the VHS tape. Well, we won't watch it. We'll skip past it, but it'll trigger the VHS tape. Where's my... There we go. And then immediately after that, it is dog time. This... Oops, we're not lined up? Oh, I guess not. Put that in. We're going to quick save right after he puts that in there. Gonna line ourselves up with this door. Go right through the door. Grab the key. Go through the door. Gonna grab that key. On the home stretch now, it's happening. We're gonna go up the stairs, unlock the gate, through the door. Gotta line up right to this VCR, this horrible hitbox VCR. Got it. He now knows what he did. And you know who else knows? The dog knows. And that's it! Let's enjoy the dog ending. So it was all your work! The dog. This poor dog. The dog that Eddie killed, coming back to get revenge. And James just gets caught in the crosshairs. And now we have the dog song. The best ending in the entire game, but that's it. I'm gonna let the dog song play out for you guys, so I'll be quiet through this so GDQ, the audience, could enjoy this. Oh, he hates Eddie. Ooh. Ah. Definitely one of the best endings in Silent Hill. And to my chat, get those dogs in chat. Spam those dogs. It's 3 verses. That pizza. Look at that pizza fly. And that's the end of the Silent Hill 2 dog run. And let's see what we got here. 40:02. Not a bad time for the dog run. Oh yeah. I'd like to thank everybody who was here on the couch, and to GLaDOS for reading off all the donations. GLaDOS, thank you very much.
I'm still a potato.
Yes. Oh, well, GLaDOS, nonetheless, thank you very much. And that is the dog percent GDQX submission video. Thank you very much for your consideration. I hope you enjoyed the run, and hope to see you guys at GDQX.